The film critic Roger Simon is one of the most respected critics in the country. This is a guy who's been in the film world a long time, and he has a review of The Dragon's Prophecy, D'Souza's new film, a spiritual winner. He goes on to say, Cheryl and I, this must be his wife, watched Dinesh D'Souza's documentary, and he goes on to say, the result is the pundit slash filmmaker's best movie, and one that I could not recommend more highly. He goes, what makes it so compelling is that unlike his other work, provocative as that often was and controversial as it almost always was, he takes on a topic here far more profound than his usual conservative political focus, the topic of good and evil. And then he goes on to talk about the remarkable historical and spiritual accuracy of the Old and New Testaments. He does a deep dive into the archaeological section in the film. And he goes on to say that that the film has actually inspired him to go make another trip to Israel to check out some of the sites that are talked about in the film, and to explore not just their immediate significance, their archaeological significance, but their deeper sort of spiritual and biblical significance. So the film, if you haven't seen it, you gotta check out this film. It's not a normal film. It is going to leave you profoundly moved. And by the way, you might think, well, you know what, there's a peace plan, Dinesh. You know, isn't your film about October 7? Is it about the war? How is it relevant to this new era of peace? Well, let me answer that question directly. Number one, the film has in it, it kind of moves between darkness and light, back and forth and back and forth. Why? Because that's good and evil. Good is the dark. I mean, good is the light, and evil is the darkness. And so in a way, as our moment shifts from one to the other, there is something in the film for you. If you want darkness, there's plenty of darkness. If you take a dim view of this peace plan, if you believe that human nature is unchanged, the leopard doesn't change its spots, Hamas is not going to give up so easily, they're not going to just put their weapons down, well, guess what? There's plenty in the film, and you'll go, yeah, that's right. This evil is much more intractable, much more unyielding. Ultimately, it comes from the dragon. The dragon doesn't really believe in surrender. He can be defeated and overthrown by God, but he's not going to succumb. He's not going to beg for mercy. He's not going to concede he's wrong. Read the dragon's kind of fiery speeches in Milton's Paradise Lost. The basic idea is, I will not submit. I will not yield, or in the Latin, non serviam, I will not serve. On the other hand, after Charlie Kirk's death, people are talking about spiritual revival. This theme was obviously very widespread in Israel when the hostages came home, and obviously we share in that relief and jubilation. And guess what? The film fits into that mood just as well. In fact, that is the mood that the film leaves you with. So this is a film not to be missed. It is now on multiple platforms. It's on Rumble. It's on Salem Now. It's on the platform that's allied with the Epoch Times called GJW. All those tabs, by the way, are on the movie website, the Dragons, plural, the Dragons Prophecy Film.com. So one click and you can watch the film. You can also order DVDs. By the way, I'm happy to say the film is #1 in DVDs of all DVDs in the country on Amazon right now. In fact, when I checked yesterday, it was #1 in documentaries. And I'm like, guys, we're #1. We're the #1 documentary in the country. And then the guys on my film team look it up and they go, no, we're not #1 in documentaries merely. We're #1 of all movies in the country on Amazon. So you want to buy it from Amazon, no problem. Again, go to the movie website. There's an Amazon tab, or you can obviously search it on Amazon directly, or you can also buy it from Salem Now. Guys, when I first came to America around 1980, I had a mere $500 in my pocket. Now, if I had been super frugal and not spent a penny of that money, what do you think it would be worth now? What could it actually buy today compared to what it could buy in 1980? Answer, less than $130. Why is that? Because the US government, through the Fed, is constantly printing money. Now, when the government prints money, you got more money chasing the same amount of goods and services. So money goes down in value, goes down in purchasing power, it buys less. The Fed has been at this since 1913. That's why a dollar today can only buy what a few cents could buy in 1913. And the government continues to print oceans of money. It never stops. An ounce of gold reached a high of $850 in 1980. It's worth around $3,900 an ounce today. So historically, over time, gold has gone up and up in value. Dollars have gone down and down in purchasing power. What about in the last 12 months? Well, gold is up over 40%. I believe now is the time for you to check it out. Find out how you can diversify your savings with gold and silver. And this is why I've partnered with Goldco. Goldco offers the best customer service for precious metals ownership. They are also the only gold dealer that offers a first-time gold buyer rebate of up to 10% in bonus silver on qualified purchases. Now, there's no better offer out there, so check it out. Learn more about how to safeguard your savings from the dollar's decline. It's very simple. Here's where you go, DineshGold.com. Easy to remember. Go to DineshGold.com.